You know that feeling, right? The stress about the future, about how things are going to turn out. But what if the answer isn't some new productivity hack, but a piece of seriously ancient wisdom? Well, today, we're diving straight into the Bhagavad Gita to uncover a timeless secret for how to act with power, but without all that pressure.
I mean, really think about that for a second. In pretty much everything we do, our jobs, our projects, even our relationships, we are almost always obsessed with the outcome. What if we could actually separate our effort from the result? That's the huge question we are going to unpack right now.
So, where does this incredible idea even come from? Well, the first thing to get is that this isn't something new. Nope. The Gita presents it as this profound, timeless teaching that was basically forgotten, and now it's being rediscovered. So in the story, you have the divine guide, Krishna, talking to the warrior Arjuna. And Krishna makes it crystal clear that he isn't just making up some new philosophy on the spot. He's actually restoring a sacred, powerful teaching, one that's essential for humanity but has gotten lost over the ages.
And get this wisdom has an absolutely incredible lineage. Krishna explains that he first taught it way back when to Vivaswan, the sun god, who then passed it to Manu, the ancestor of all humanity. And from there, it went to a whole line of noble kings. So you see, this isn't just some casual advice. It's a sacred teaching with a serious pedigree, which makes it reappearing right here, right now, so incredibly powerful.
Okay, so that brings up a pretty big question, right? If this knowledge is so important, how does it get lost in the first place? And why does a divine figure like Krishna actually need to show up on Earth to bring it back? Well, the Gita gives a very, very dramatic reason. Krishna explains his true nature as an avatar, and this isn't like a normal birth. No, it's a deliberate, divine incarnation, a being coming to Earth for a very specific purpose.
And what is that purpose? Well, it's triggered by a kind of cosmic imbalance. The text says that whenever dharma, righteousness and moral order, starts to fade and injustice starts to creep in and take over, that is precisely when the avatar appears. And this quote just brilliantly nails the entire mission. Krishna's purpose couldn't be clearer: to protect the good people, to challenge those who are doing evil, and ultimately to hit the reset button and reestablish the foundations of righteousness for all of humanity. And he says this happens again and again whenever it's needed.
So now that the stage is set, what is this profound secret? This idea is so important it requires a divine intervention to reveal it? Well, it all comes down to a completely revolutionary way of understanding action itself.
It's called Karma Yoga. And this right here is the practical, hands-on core of the whole teaching. It's the art and the science of acting in the world in a way that doesn't create more stress, more anxiety, or more baggage for us. It's the direct answer to that question we started with.
And here's the crucial part. The Gita says there are two ways to approach any task. The first one, on the left, is what it calls binding action. Honestly, this is how most of us operate, right? We're attached to the outcome. We ride this emotional roller coaster of pride when we succeed and despair when we fail. But the second way, over on the right, is liberating action. And here, the focus totally shifts from the result to the duty itself, to just doing your best and then letting go of what happens next.
This all boils down to a really practical three-step process. First, you identify your duty. What is the right thing to do here right now? Second, you give it your absolute everything. This is not about being lazy or careless. It's about total commitment and excellence. And then third, and this is the hardest part for sure, you mentally let go of the result. You do the work, and then you peacefully accept whatever outcome follows. But here's the thing. This path of selfless action isn't just some ancient stress management technique. The Gita says it actually prepares your mind for the ultimate goal, a profound and totally liberating wisdom. This wisdom is called Jnana in Sanskrit. And we're not talking about accumulating facts or book smarts here. This is a deep, intuitive understanding of your true spiritual nature and how you connect to all of reality.
According to Krishna, there is literally nothing in the entire world more purifying than this knowledge. It has the power to fundamentally change how you see everything. And he uses this amazing metaphor to explain just how it works.
I mean, what a stunning image, right? Just like a huge fire can consume a whole pile of wood and turn it into nothing but ash. The fire of Jnana can burn away the accumulated results of all your past actions, your karma. It essentially frees you from all the baggage of the past.
So ultimately, this true knowledge is the final piece of the puzzle. It's the ultimate purifier.
It gets rid of all the doubt that causes us to suffer, and it leads to what the Gita calls supreme peace. That is the real prize for a life of selfless action.
And that brings this whole ancient teaching right back to you right now. This isn't just philosophy, it's a call to practice. So I'll leave you with this question. What is one action, just one small thing you have to do today where you can consciously decide to pour all your energy into the task itself and truly, deeply let go of the result?